Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. Welcome, 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 welcome. I've had a busy morning, so the busyness has me a little frazzled. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for being patient. Thank you for being a part and contributing your energy to today's session. Today's session is called Operation Soul Freedom, Remembering the Past. So the first thing I want to say is I hope that everyone had an enjoyable Memorial Day weekend. I know that the word enjoyable is kind of relative at the moment, right? I did manage to have a really, really awesome social distancing barbecue yesterday with my dear friend Mia and her brothers and her brother and her brother's family, which was really lovely. So if you guys are watching, thank you so much for inviting me and allowing me to be a part of it. It was nice to be outside by the pool and do all those things that we've come to know as such ways that we share in community, right? And ways that we share with each other so that we can have fun together and we can learn from each other and we can grow and just kind of let go of everything that the world has around us or everything that we're dealing with in our lives and just stay present and have fun. And we had a lot of fun. I learned how to play poker. I've never played poker in my life. So I learned how to play poker. And I must say, I was not so bad. I actually ended up winning a few hands. So there was no actual money on the table, thank God, because I probably would have been a bit more frozen about that. But I managed to get a lot of chips, right? So that was fun. So I learned something new. And what else? And it was nice. It was nice to be around young adults. I love being around teenagers and their energy. Often it really inspires me. I love learning about new things. They were showing me their TikTok videos and made me think, gosh, why didn't we have this when I was a kid? Like if I would have had this when I was 16, 17, 18 years old, I would have been such a YouTube sensation. Which all of this has kind of informed my session today, because what I really, really wanted to talk about with all of you is this ability to that we have to create and to hold on to memories from the past, right? Memorial Day itself is all about remembering the lessons, not remembering the lessons, but remembering the people who fought for our country, right? Who fought for our freedom, who lost their lives, and who not only just lost their lives, but who also contributed and was a part of putting their life on the line for our country. And the New York Times had a really, really powerful front cover this weekend, and it was all the lives lost to the COVID pandemic. And I thought it was that's it. It was just like 100,000 names. And I thought it was so powerful to just take a second and give pause to those people and to remember those people as well. And so I want to think about where we're at in our lives in terms of the memories that we're carrying and the memories that we're holding on to, right? Memories are often things that we cherish, right? They're often these glimpses of our past, of our childhood, or yesterday. Even yesterday is a memory, right? An hour ago is a memory. It's taking those moments that are our memories and really looking at how they have shaped us, how they have made us who we are, and how they continue to affect our lives. So what are some of your favorite memories? Let's just close our eyes for a second and just remember some of our favorite memories. Remember some of those days, those moments that you shared with somebody. Maybe they're personal moments. Maybe they're moments of success or triumph or pride. Maybe they are moments from childhood or high school, or maybe college. Maybe they signify a time in your life when you got married. whatever they are, those special moments, having children, what are those special moments? What are those special moments, and how do you take and hold on to those special moments in your life? How do they inform you now? And so what we want to really, really think about, those are the wonderful memories we have, but we also have memories that are um, hurtful or painful or traumatic. And they are often memories of, not being safe, or not feeling cared for, or not feeling loved, or not feeling secure, or getting hurt. So we also don't forget those memories either, right? So we want to really, really take the opportunity today to look at both piles of those memories, both piles, the memories that we cherish and we remember. Why do we cherish and remember them? What was it about those things that we cherish and remember? Is it how they made us feel? How did they make us feel? And take those memories and hold that thought. And on this other side, where we have those memories that we can't forget, or we don't forget, but that are painful, how are those serving us? How do those memories serve us? Why do we hold on to those memories as well? Do they define us and make us who we are? Or perhaps it's just the loss of a great loved one that it seems hard to rectify or let go of. And we're not saying that we're going through this process of letting that go, but really to take the opportunity to transform that energy, to transform that pain, to transform that sorrow into expansion, and into how it can work for us, and how it can be a part of us, and how it can thrive for us. So if we think about those good memories, those amazing memories, it's very easy for us to kind of get lost in them sometimes, right? Oftentimes I hear people my age saying, yeah, in high school I was so popular, right? Or I was valedictorian of my class, and what have I done with my life now? So if you're remembering those really, really beautiful past memories, that's a wonderful thing. But if you're using them to judge your present, they're not holding the space and the value that the universe, the creator of all that is, really wants them to hold for you, right? We don't have memories to sabotage us. We don't have memories to hold us hostage, good, bad, or otherwise. So how can we actually take those memories and stand completely present with who we are now and look at them? So let's take that example. This is actually a true example, actually. This is an example from, actually, you know what? I'll use a personal example. It will be much easier for me to tell the story. So, I had I had a really, really amazing childhood. I had amazing parents, amazing friends, but I was really, really bullied. I was really, really bullied in really painful ways. When you're 5 years old, bringing a Barbie to show and tell in kindergarten in 1982, I mean, how would you know any better? But it was so interesting because that incident, bringing a Barbie to show and tell, actually it was a strawberry shortcake, bringing strawberry shortcake to show and tell in kindergarten, set up the whole next 4 years at that elementary school. Now, of course, I didn't think that I was doing anything wrong or something off. I was just sharing something that was important to me. I was sharing something that I loved. I was sharing something that I cared about, just like everybody else was sharing something. But it set up, there was a couple of energies, a couple of people, young children in that room, that their parents, their fathers had told them that boys don't play with Barbies, that boys don't play with dolls. And so therefore, those points of views and those judgments that those kids had, they, of course, brought on to me, and I was bullied tremendously for it. And I was bullied so hard for the next 4 years at that school. And many times I was afraid of my safety. I put on a lot of weight. I became a really chunky little kid too. And that only adds to the fire of the bullying. So not only was I known for the boy that played with the dolls, but then I was also known as the chunky fat kid who couldn't run. I also couldn't run. And I'd always be the last one around the track when we had to go run. And I was always the one that was picked the last for kickball or softball or whatever sport we were playing. So I often think about those memories, right? I often think about those times, and I think about how isolated and how lonely I felt. I had one really, really good friend, and I had a couple of friends, but I had one really, really good friend, and he was my best friend in the whole world. And I remember we actually played He-Man together, and he didn't care if I had a strawberry shortcake doll in the mix. And we were complete opposite. He loved country music and I loved Madonna in Culture Club. He loved, we just had very, very different backgrounds, but we had so much fun together. We were real friends, and he was my best friend. He was my best friend when I was a kid. And then he one day moved, and he moved far. So it wasn't like I could hang out with him. And I remember this feeling of just feeling so alone. And I think it's during those times that I really clung to my mom. And I clung to my mom, and I clung to my aunt, who I also called my sister at the time. I clung to them because they seemed to be the only ones who didn't understand me or didn't judge me. So, of course, those kind of pains and those traumas we carry on with us a lot throughout our lives. And then, we become adults, and then how we are seen in the world is affected by how we show up, or how what we learned from then. And so how does it serve us? We want to think about how those memories actually serve us, how those memories define us now, right? And for me, I know that I have to say one of the things I always remained true to was not giving a fuck. I realized that I was me. I was going to be me. I was going to play with dolls, or I was going to do whatever I wanted to. And I was going to do so without the fear of worrying about what people think about me, right? So I didn't try to be someone else for others. I just took the brunt of being bullied. I took the brunt of being bullied because I was like, why should I change? Why should I become what they want me to become? And I didn't play sports, and I didn't play with those, G.I. Joes. I didn't do all that stuff that those other boys were doing then, and I didn't want to. So therefore, I didn't waste any energy trying to become like them. So for me, all of that taught me self-resilience. It taught me to really, really, really go inside. Like, I had discovered music at the time, and music became such a huge, huge, huge part of my life. I would lock myself in my bedroom, and I would sing, and I would dance, and I would do all of that stuff. And, until finally I was able to find an outlet to be able to share all of it. And once I was able to find an outlet and share that creativity in the theater and in acting, I did it all on my own. I did it in my bedroom. It felt alone. I felt isolated. I felt afraid that I would never have friends. But what all of that taught me is it taught me to not compromise who I was, to not doubt myself, and to not doubt my choices and my desires and what I want. And I know that that's not something that a lot of people took from being bullied. I know that a lot of people have taken a lot of trauma from being bullied. And what we want to look at, we don't want to undermine that trauma or that pain, but we want to look at how it shaped us. How did those early memories, those memories in our lives, I say early because mine was early, but yours doesn't have to be early. How do those memories actually contribute or attribute to who we are now? How have they created who we are? And how much are we focusing on them, right? How much energy do we give to that? How often do we say, I am this way because I was bullied, or I am like this because I was neglected, or this happened, or this happened? Like, how are we defined by that? How do we allow that to hold all this energy in the present? And so for today, what I want us to ask ourselves is, I want us to really, really take in this lesson of, what did I learn? What did I learn? How did I grow? How does this opportunity, these memories, make me who I am? And the same can be said of the beautiful, happy memories. One of my most happy memories in my life was the day that I got married. And that marriage didn't last, but it was a really, really, really beautiful day. And it was a really beautiful, beautiful, everything was magical in that moment. So I hold on to that, and I thank that, and I hold it in gratitude, but I don't say, oh, that was wonderful, but it didn't last. So how are these memories serving you now? When I think of that memory, I look at my marriage with honor. I look at my marriage and say, wow, it was really, I really, really, really tried my hardest. I really did all I could do in the moment. And for me, that memory of that wedding day serves as that period of my life where I had the opportunity to learn and to grow and to transform and to love, and to know what love was, and to know how love was possible, and to be able to experience what it was like to get married. I never grew up thinking I would ever get married. So I hold all of those memories in high regard and with much gratitude. So for today, what I want you to do before we start the meditation, I want you to just close your eyes for a second. Just close your eyes and think about a really, really strong memory that you hold on to. I want you to think of that memory and think about, what does that memory remind you of? What weight does it hold in your life right now? And really, how often do you think about it? And now I want you to think about and meditate on this question and answer this. This memory serves my current life because it taught me what? And fill in the blank. So for me, these early childhood memories of being bullied taught me, instead of going out, going in, and really building up who I was and not being afraid of who I was. Wow, it's so interesting. I just had this thought come to me now. I really love being alone now. Being alone is something I've never had a problem with. But I also find that I'm my most creative, and I'm often my most connected in solitude. So now I can actually connect that to those early memories, right? Of when I had to be alone because I didn't have friends, or I didn't feel comfortable being around people. I didn't have a place to go. I would, basically lock myself in my room and be creative. So there you go. That's how it serves me now. So that energy then serves me now because I love to be alone, and I love to create and cultivate alone. So recognizing how those early memories serve you. Look at the good memories. Also, let's take the memory of my wedding day, right? So how does that serve me now? It serves me now by being grateful, really, really, really grateful for where I am today, and looking at how far I've come in the last 7 years, 8 years. It also makes me hopeful that I'll be able to have it again, to be able to do it again, to be able to share that kind of beautiful ceremony with my love, my heart, my soul. And so what we want to do today, my friends, is we want to release ourselves from any of the pain that we went through as we identify what those valuable lessons that we learned. Okay, so in today's meditation, we're going to take the time to kind of let go, let go, let go, let go, and release ourselves from the weight of those memories and just magnify. We're going to use the term is called magnify. We're going to magnify those virtues and those lessons that you learned. We're going to magnify them here into the present moment so that you have the opportunity to really, really hold those memories in a wonderful regard, but also to let go of them, to let go of the weight, to the weight that they carry. Okay, so let's close our eyes. Let's open up our palms. Let's take 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. So I want you to find yourself here in the present moment. Recognize your mind maybe flirting around with different thoughts coming in. Maybe they're memories of your weekend. Maybe this has triggered some energy of you remembering the past. Just think all of that and just kind of let it go for now. And let's just come to the present. So in this present moment, let's allow ourselves to stand here right now and take in the energy of any sounds that are around us. The birds, maybe there's some people outside. Just recognize it's a part of all that is. Now I want you to focus on this beautiful light that's within your heart. And as you focus on this light that's in your heart, just imagine that light growing brighter and brighter and brighter. And as it does, you can see yourself surrounded in that light. But we want to allow that light to extend out past the chair that you're in, past the room that you're in, the house and the building. Extend out further and further into the town, to the city, into the state, and the country, and the bodies of water that surround that country. Expand your energy out further and further and further past that until you encapsulate all of this energy in the globe and you feel yourself one with the whole world. But we want to extend out past there into space, extending out past planets and galaxies, becoming one with everything that moves. And going further and further and further out past space to the far outer reaches of the universe, transcending into different spiritual realms, different colors, different layers of light, some dark, but keep pushing through that until you come to a golden light layer. Allow the golden light layer to pierce through you, to feel it, but to even move through the golden light layer until you come to a beautiful jelly-like substance layer, which is also known as the laws of the universe. Feel those energies pushing and pulling you, but keep transcending through them until you come to a beautiful pink haze, which is the law of compassion. You feel the law of compassion surrounding you, encapsulating you, becoming one with you. And now you imagine that energy being pushed and catapulted into the seventh plane of all that is, the plane of creation. This is the state where I want you to imagine that every atom and molecule that's ever existed since the beginning of time lives here. Energy is not created or destroyed, it just is. It just takes different shape, different form. And so it's here in this theta brain state, with your brainwaves activated for your subconscious mind, that we can actually transform limiting beliefs. And by doing so, we create a new reality for ourselves. So all I want you to do is I want you to hold this state of feeling completely relaxed. And I'm going to channel some downloads for us and some messages. And I'm going to offer you these downloads. And all you have to do is say yes to receive them, and then they will be activated in our subconscious mind. So I want you to hold that memory that came jumping out at you before we started the meditation. And I want you to now take that valuable life lesson that you learned from that. And I want you to witness all the value, the positive, powerful life lesson that you learned being extracted from that situation. And as you do so, you can see these two separate energies. One is the dense reality with the pain, shock, and trauma, and the other is the heightened, elevated version of all the life lessons that you learned. And now I would like to ask you, would you like to remove yourself, remove the pain, shock, and trauma that you went through in that memory to learn these powerful, beautiful, vibrant life lessons? If you would like to do so, say yes. And just remember, it doesn't mean that you're giving up those memories. It doesn't mean you're forgetting that. It just means that now, in order for you to hold those virtues that you learned from going through that experience, you don't have to keep creating the same patterns over and over and over. So for example, for me, as I've walked and worked through this with you, I've connected the fact that I love to be alone because I love to create. Being alone helps me create, right? That's a belief that I formed from that past life where I was being bullied and had to go to my room and turn to creativity. So I'm going to release myself from the pain, shock, and trauma of being bullied and being forced into my own self-isolation to turn to creativity. I'm going to release myself from the pain and shock and trauma of being bullied to learn creativity, to being alone. So the belief is, in order for me to be at my best creatively, I must be alone. And so I'm going to remove that. I'm going to now download myself. I'm going to create the download that I know how to, when to, and where to, and that it's safe for me to be creative anytime, any place, anywhere I want. Alone, with others, at any time. And now I can witness that download taking place within me. So what belief are you carrying, are you holding on to, that those past memories have served you now? So for me now that I've released myself from that, now I will have the opportunity to welcome and witness my creativity flourishing in every area of my life, not just when I'm alone. So for me, this is huge. This is something, it's kind of cool that I'm actually working through this with you. I did not prepare this. This really, really, truly is something that is happening in the moment. And so I'll ask you again, would you like to release yourself from the pain, shock, and trauma that you went through in order to learn valuable life lessons? If you'd like that, say yes. Would you like to know that it's safe for you to release yourself from those painful memories? If you would like that, say yes. Would you like to know how to honor those memories and how to honor those things that you went through without them contributing? Without them contributing to your current situation? Would you like to release yourself from those memories, but be able to hold them in gratitude and only in gratitude? If you would like that, say yes. Would you like the Creator's definition and perspective of forgiveness? Remembering that this is a time where we can actually forgive those, for me in this situation, those bullies that caused me pain and shock and trauma. I forgive them and I thank them. I thank them for making me who I am, for contributing to helping me form who I am. And I release them from that energy. Forgiving people is not something we do for the other person, my friends. Forgiving is for us to release ourselves from the karma of those other people. So would you like to know what it feels like in your day-to-day life to experience and to be present with every single moment that shapes you? If you would like that, say yes. Would you like to know what it feels like to know your true power and to know that your true power is yours and yours alone, and nothing and no one can take that away from you? If you would like that download, say yes. Would you like to know that your power does not hurt or harm others? Your power inspires. Would you like to know that your power inspires others? That your power lifts others up? That your power heals others? If you would like that, say yes. Would you like to know and have the discernment between power and ego, and how to allow yourself to be in your power without taking on ego? You say, I'm afraid of what others will think of me if I step into my power. Why? Why are you afraid of what others will think of you? What will that do? If you step into your power, what others will think about you? What if what others think about you is they think, wow, that person has grown. That person has transformed. That person has changed. What if that's it? What if that's what others see in you? Would you like to know that it's possible? Would you like to release yourself from playing small in order to make others feel comfortable? If you would like that, say yes. Would you like to learn how to say no, and that it's safe for you to say no? If you would like that, say yes. Would you like to know that saying no is a virtue? Knowing how to say no and when to say no, and knowing that it's safe for you to say no when it doesn't work for you? If you would like that, say yes. Would you like to know that you don't have to do what others expect of you? Would you like to release yourself from the expectations of others? If you'd like that, say yes. Would you like to know how to release yourself from the expectations of yourself? Those heavy expectations. Would you like to know the discernment between expectations and self-discipline, and how to have self-discipline? If you'd like that, say yes. And would you like to know how to be able to put that into practice? Would you like to know how to practice self-discipline? And last but not least, here in this wonderful month of Gemini, one of the most challenging virtues for us to own is the virtue of focus. Would you like to know what it feels like, and that you know how to, when to, where to, and that it's safe for you to focus only on what you want, only on your best traits, only on what is working for you? By focusing only on those things, we create more of those things. By nature, those things we don't want are released. Would you like to know how to focus on what you do want all the time? If you would like that, say yes. Last but not least, would you like to know how to love yourself in this process? To be content with yourself in this process, and that it's safe for you to be content in this process? I think the birds outside really like that one. Would you like to know the Creator's definition of unconditional love, and that you are worthy of unconditional love in every cell of your body, and that unconditional love is a virtue that is yours? If you would like that, say yes. And now I'd like for you to remember one of those happy memories that you have. I want you to feel the feelings of those happy memories. And bring that energy into your heart. Hold it in your heart. And share it with the world. Now I'd like you to take 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Put your hands together in prayer position. Rub them together really tight, really fast. Feel all that beautiful friction and cultivating that energy. Put your hands over your eyes. Your eyes are the windows to the soul. Now you can open up your eyes and feel that energy coming through the palms of your hands into your eyes. Infusing your soul with that beautiful energy. And now you can come to center. Thank you guys so much for coming today. Thank you, Dora and Marita and Joanna, Yara, Bex. Yara's in the UK, Joanna's in Greece, Marita's in Finland. Where are you, Dora? Hi, Dora. And thank you all for coming. Thank you all for being a part of this live today. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to be with you. I appreciate it so much. And I look forward to seeing you on Thursday for the virtue of letting go. Irina, thank you for coming today. So nice to see you all here, and I will see you very, very soon. Thank you.